Hey everyone, Leanne here from Bookedin.com, appointment scheduling, and I'm hanging out with Jana Bake, owner of Styles and Smiles Family Salon in Rexburg, Idaho.
Hey guys!
What's up, Jana? Thanks so much for coming on. And so today we're going to do a little bit of a case study on Jana's salon and how Bookedin helps them kind of get the job done. So Jana, before we get into it, can you just tell me how your salon got started?
I was a stay-at-home homeschooling mom with 5 kids and pregnant with number 6, and I decided I needed something more to do. So I decided I should buy and open up in my own salon because I'm just like that, where I just like to have a lot on my plate. So I talked my husband into it and opened up my own salon. So
Wow, that's amazing. What year was that?
So I opened in September of 2016. So we're just coming up on 4 years now.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like we're legit now. Like we're not so new anymore.
You've made it over the 1-year hump. You're totally legit.
Yeah, for reals.
That's so awesome. Yeah. So when you were, looking for some kind of appointment solution, what was the main challenge you had that was in your business that kind of led you to look for something?
Well, I knew that I wanted something that would help save client information, because even using paper books to book people, I wanted something that would save my client information, that would keep their, where I could save their color information or their hair cutting information or anything like that that I wanted to save on their client. And just their appointment history. I knew I wanted something that would help with that. And so that's why I was looking for a booking software. That and the fact that I didn't want to have to pay for a salon phone. So I wanted something that I could, because local phones cost so much and you get hardly anything out of it. So I didn't want to have to pay for a local phone. And so I wanted something that I could do on my own phone. And so something that had an app with it that would save information. And so I was looking at things that had that.
Awesome. Yeah. So when you were looking as well, what kind of drew you to Bookedin over, say, other products on the market?
I just saw that it had the features I want. I liked that it had the app, and I liked that so I could do it from my phone, and it had the computer version, so I could use it on the computer at the salon as well. So they do have the different views, and so I like that there's the different ways, but you could have it on your phone. But then kind of the biggest thing, because I was just starting out and there's so many costs with starting a business, it was because it had a 30-day trial as opposed to a 3-day or 1 week or a 2-week, because I wanted to cut down my costs as the startup, and then I wanted to make sure that I liked it before committing to paying for something. When I was like, I don't know if I'll like it, I don't know if this will be useful, I didn't want to have to fork out that money to start up with. So it was kind of that free trial. I was like, ooh, this one has a longer free trial than the other one. So that's kind of what got me, because there's so many costs that go into a business. So cutting them out wherever I could, and just looking at the monthly price and things like that as well, that this one has a free trial, and then the monthly fee was cheaper than maybe some of the other ones as well. So I was looking at that as cost wise.
That makes sense. Yeah. Starting a new business, there's so many costs and you're just drowning in bills. So that's great to hear that it was, a cost savings factor that helped you get started. And
then I liked it enough that I kept with it, but I wanted to make sure that I liked it before spending the money on it. And I found that it was worth it. So I kept going with it, obviously. So I've had Bookedin from the very beginning. It was one of the very first things that I did. I was like, I'm going to need something for my clients. I'm going to need something for appointments, and I'm going to need something that I can do from home. So I can answer the phone at home and pretend like I'm at the salon and schedule people's appointments right there. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That makes it feel really professional, I would think. As a client, I'm calling Jana and
kids in the background. But I could just pretend I'm like, yes, I'm at the salon. Let me look at, so I can just fake it. Just go hide in the bathroom and book appointments.
Those are just my other clients. They're screaming.
Yes, there's just kids that are here. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it made it nice that way that I could have a phone at home and I could take calls anytime, 24/7, and I could see what my appointments were, what's available, what I can schedule, and just do it right there from the phone. So it made it really nice that way.
And do you do that for the other stylists as well at the salon,
Yeah,
or
so
do they kind of handle it themselves?
we have a website now that we get a lot of bookings now with our website, and I love that Bookedin I could embed it right on my website instead of having a link to go to a different website. A lot of booking systems have to do that, where they have to click a link and then take them to a different website, but I was able to embed it right in there. So my other stylists do get a lot of bookings from our website, but then with Bookedin I was able to give them each their own login so they can have it on their phone, so they can check their schedule, they can adjust their hours if they need to. If they want to schedule appointments, and then it just shows on my end like who scheduled the appointment, whether it was a client booked or if one of my stylists booked it, versus like if I booked it from my login or something. So it does show who booked the appointment and how it was booked and stuff. And so it's nice on that end too, that I can see that the clients did it or that my stylist did it, but then they can adjust their schedule. If they have extra hours and they want to come in for more hours, they can adjust that on their phone and get more bookings. Or if they have to get off early, then they can adjust their schedule that way too. So I don't have to worry about always having to do it myself. So it's nice that the stylists do have their own logins so that they can do it from their phones and check their schedules and know that they have appointments. So
Okay, that's good. Then it's less admin kind of work for you, I
yeah.
imagine. You're not having to like book everything for them.
Yeah,
They
they
can.
don't have to do everything for them. They don't have to call me and say, hey, I need to get off early. Like they let me know, but then they can adjust it. Or if they want to come in early and whatever. So I don't have to be as, yeah, I don't have to do all that admin stuff of controlling everyone's schedule and controlling everything. Is we have their weekly normal schedule that they have in there, and then they can adjust it as needed. They can book their own appointments with their friends or their family, or if they find somebody on Facebook that's looking for an appointment, they can book it rather than just sending them to our website. So,
Okay,
but they do get a lot of bookings from the website as well. So,
that's great.
yeah.
Kind of leads me to my next question. So thinking about your business and more like numbers wise, is
Mhm.
there like a specific improvement that you've seen as a result of using it? Like more time, more clients, more
Yeah,
money, or
I've actually moved on from taking phone calls, so I don't even have my phone number listed anymore. And so rather than taking phone calls and doing the bookings from home and taking phone calls 24/7, which I did at the beginning, now I send everyone to the website. And I've actually had a lot of people say that they've booked with us because of our online booking, because they could just do it from home. I've had people book appointments in the middle of the night when they're thinking about it, when they're up late nursing their babies in the middle of the night and they're like, man, my hair really needs to be done. Ooh, look, I can book an appointment. So I have had really, really good feedback from all of my clientele that they love that online booking feature, because a lot of my clientele are busy moms or stay-at-home moms or moms that are working part-time or things like that. Students, we're in a college town, so a lot of them are young moms that are students or putting their husbands through school or just college students, and they love that they have the simplicity of they can look, they don't have to make a phone call, they don't have to try and do it during business hours, that they can book anytime. And so I've gotten a really good response, and a lot of people saying that they booked and came to us specifically because of our online booking and how easy it was to use.
oh, that's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine the feeling of waking up in the morning, looking at your
Being like,
phone and
oh, look, I got more appointments. Yeah, I go to bed with an empty schedule and I wake up, or even just throughout the day that I'll be like, oh, I only have one appointment today. But by the end of the day, I have all these other ones pop up on my schedule. And I don't have to be interrupted during appointments, because I used to take phone calls where I would be answering the phone during appointments and trying to be, people would always call while I'm washing hair or while I'm blow drying or things like that. But now my voicemail just sends them to the website. They just go straight to the website and book it themselves. So it's made it a lot simpler for me to have to, not have to worry about always taking phone calls and doing it myself, but being able to send them to the website so they can do it themselves. So it's reduced all of that time and effort on my part, and kind of freed up my free time, especially too. When I'm home with my kids, I don't have to be worrying about, everybody be quiet, I've got a phone call coming in. So I can just send it to voicemail. The voicemail sends them to my website. So, and it's easy enough that I've had very few people say that they can't figure it out, but they're more ones that are older people or ones that are not as tech savvy. But for the most part, most people are like, oh my gosh, it was so easy. I just found the time that I wanted and I clicked on it. It was great. So I've had really good feedback of the simplicity of it, and they love it. So
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Just hearing from the clients, you know, I love
Mm-hmm.
talking to our customers, the salon owners, but I don't get to talk to a lot of clients. And that's
Yeah,
just so
yeah, and
awesome to
I do,
hear.
especially when it's somebody that's new that I know booked online. Like, I will ask everyone, I'm like, how did you feel about that online booking? Did it feel like it was easy enough to use? Or even just with me explaining it on my website, can I explain it better? Things like that. So I definitely try to get that feedback from my guests just to make sure that I'm not deterring people by having this, but I want to make it as easy and simple to use. So I like to get that feedback from them. And for the most part, almost everybody has said it's really simple and easy. I think the biggest problem I've had is people figuring out how to do the scheduling as far as the appointments, like which appointment to book. And well, once they book this one, then this one doesn't show up anymore. I'm like, well, that's because of how much time it blocks out. And I love that feature that I do set it to how much time I need for each type of service. And so
Mm.
then they get confused because we're a little, now this doesn't show up. And I'm like, well, because this one that you booked took too much time. So that's more of the confusion on their part, is not using the booking system, but it's the timing and that kind of thing of which services to book and how do I, pick which ones I need. Or I have
Okay.
people that will book one kid's haircut and then in the comments say, I need four kids. And I'm like, well, that doesn't give me time for 4 kids. So those are the biggest problems that I have with them, is just them not booking the right appointments, but it's not that they can't figure out how to book appointments, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. And that gives me ideas too, because we have our, development team working on new features, improving things. So that's awesome feedback for them. How do I add on another kid, or how do I add on another,
Right. If they didn't have
conditioning?
to type in their information every single time, then that would be helpful. That's one thing that they have said. They're like, well, it's just annoying because they have to put in their name and their information every time rather than like it saving them. So
Mm.
that would be easier to book multiple appointments if they could save their name on there. But
That's really good feedback for us. So I will be
and
sending
that's
that
one
one
thing
up.
that I love about Bookedin, is that you guys are always asking for feedback. That I get regular emails of like, what else do you guys want to see? What else do you guys want to, what can we improve on? And so I really like that about you guys, that I feel like you guys are listening to us, and it's not just there's a bajillion users, because some of them, like, there are other bigger booking companies, but I don't feel like when I'm in my hairdresser groups, a lot of them are like, oh, you guys, I'm having this or that issue. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to hear from their tech support. You're not going to
Oh,
hear from their, but I feel like with Bookedin, I do get heard. When I've ever had any issues and I email in, then there's always somebody like, okay, how can we work on it? They're visiting my website. They're clicking on things, seeing if they can figure out what's going on. So I
oh,
really
good.
like that about Bookedin, is the customer service side. And customer service is a big deal for me. So I love that there is that part of it.
Oh, awesome. I'm just going to have to go and give some gold stars to my tech support team, because that's fantastic. Yeah. And we just hired another tech support person too. So I'm thrilled to hear that.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm getting form emails coming back from him. It's like an actual person that will email me back and be like, hey, tell me more about the issue, or, I'll visit your website, and, that kind of thing. Like, I don't feel like it's just a form thing that you're just getting a, computer responding. So I
Mm.
love that it feels a little bit more like they actually care, to fix any issues
Oh,
if I do
we
have
do
it. So
care. We care.
I love that.
Sweet. Thank you, Jana.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess my last question would be, so if you were talking to someone else out there, just sending out a message to
Mm-hmm.
other hair salons, the other Janas of the world out
Mm-hmm.
there, what would you say to them if they were having those same challenges you were when you were getting started up?
Well, online booking is definitely the way to go with the the people that you're wanting to bring into your salon, the younger crowd. Everybody wants the convenience of online booking. So it's an absolute must in salons nowadays that you have to have online booking. If you're still using paper books and you're scheduling everything by hand, that's like so obsolete. So you have to go with online booking, and finding something that's user friendly, simple for people to use, that they can go right and find the time that they need. that is such an essential thing in our business these days, especially where you can save all your client information, so you know how many times they've been there, you know what they've scheduled for before, you know what you've done on them before. And so it's absolutely an essential thing for salons, to have some kind of an online booking system. And so to find one that's going to work for you, I love that we can do it from home, that we can have the apps, that everybody can see what their schedule is, that I can see what everyone else is doing. I can be checking on them from home. And so as a salon owner, you want to know what your stylists are doing. You don't want to just be like, well, I hope they're not sitting around doing nothing, because, if you're just on paper books, you have no idea what they're doing. So paper books are just out the window, out of the way. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to have to call. If they can just go right to your website, book an appointment, you're 10 times more likely to get that client, especially with social media these days, where I can just have a book now button on my Facebook page where they just click that book now button. It sends them right to my booking site. Having my website link in my Instagram, so people can go to my Instagram profile, go right to my website. You don't have to worry about getting DMs. You don't have to worry about getting text messages. You don't have to worry about getting phone calls and taking up all of your extra time. That your time is essential. When you're working, you want to be working and not being interrupted. When you're at home, you want to be able to spend that time at home doing what you want to do. So being able to have online booking is so freeing, and it's liberating for you as a stylist, as a salon owner. But then it also is so nice for those clients that you want to get in your chair, and you're more likely to get them in your chair if it's easy and effortless on their part, that they can figure out exactly what they need and just book it right there without having to jump through a million hoops of making a whole profile login on your website. People don't want to do that. They want to just be like, oh, look, this is what time she has free, click on it. And so that's what I love about Bookedin. I've seen a lot of other different software, but so many of them, you can't even see the appointments that are available unless you create a whole login. And I don't know if I want to go here. I don't know if I want to make a whole profile. I just want to see what time, if she has an opening tomorrow,
Yeah.
So just see that quick, easy at a glance. Yeah, she's got a time that I want, then click on it. Then you can put in your information. So I think it's just user friendly that way, that it kind of has what people want. It has what the clients want. It has what salon owners and salons and stylists want. So it's definitely a huge asset in the business world and in the salon world to have this online booking.
Ah, amazing. Yeah, you clearly have your whole business and the flow of everything just so buttoned up. And I think that's great advice for other salons out there. And that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. And before we get close off here, do you have anything else to add? Any other tidbits of Jana wisdom for us?
I think just the main thing is really get a booking system. That's 100% essential, is just get it. It's worth the cost. I mean, it can feel like it's a huge cost when you're looking at the numbers, but when you look at it for the year, it's like, you know what, how little we're paying in order to get 10 times more people in our chair, because that's literally, you're getting that many more people coming in because they can book online. So if you didn't have all those butts in your chair, then you could pay for it. But, because having it gets all those gets all those people coming in. So it's definitely worth the cost. So don't worry about, you have to make an investment in your business, and it can be hard, but it's definitely one of those costs that is absolutely essential and worth it. So
butts in the chair.
Butts in the chair. That's all we want. And have those butts keep coming back because they're happy. But you got to get them in the chair first off. So
yeah. Well, them coming back, that's the easy part, because your hair is amazing.
Yeah. That's on me, but getting them in my chair first off is, you got to make it easy so that they want to. And then once they're in the chair, it's on me to make them happy to want to come back. But they're definitely more likely to come in the first place if they can figure out how to get an appointment, rather than, I don't know, do I have to call during business hours? I wish everything had online booking, honestly. I wish all my doctor's appointments, dentists, I don't want to have to try and call during business hours. Nobody does these days. We're all so busy and on the go. If you can be sitting there at your kid's soccer game and book your next color appointment or book your next haircut, then these moms are more likely to come and actually do it, because we have so little free time that if we can make things easier by just doing an online booking, they're more likely to come. So it's definitely absolutely worth the cost. So.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you, Jana, so much. Thanks for
No
sharing all of your tips for salons out there and your just praise for Bookedin. So thank you so much for being our customer. And yeah, thank you for chatting with us here today.
Yeah, it was so fun to finally get to meet you face to face, really.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I get your emails. Like, I feel like it is such more of a personal company because they have a name coming on the emails, not just a form. So, I love that.
Someone accused me once of being a robot. They thought I was fake. And the emails coming from Leanne, they're like, "You're not a real person." And I had to email them back a selfie of myself to prove it. Like, I'm real.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that we have real people in this company that I get real responses. I don't get just form auto responses. I get real responses from real people, and I love that.
Oh, well, it's nice talking to you. We learn a lot from you too. It's so helpful to know what's working for you so we can know what to improve or, what's needs improvement. That's where our team can, jump on.
Yeah. And I love that you guys ask for that. You're asking for, and almost every time I log in, I feel like there's a new thing that pops up. This new improvement has been made. There's new things always coming to make things easier. And so I love that you guys are constantly improving and making it better and making it easier on our end. So I do appreciate that too.
Oh, amazing. Well, our development team will love hearing that as well, because they're always working on something new. So.
Good. I love that. Well, it was so good meeting with you and good talking with you. I sure appreciate you guys, and it definitely has helped my business, and so I love that.
Amazing, Jana. Thank you so much. And
Thank
we'll talk
you.
to you again. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.